Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Shot Caller podcast. Today, we have a very special panel for you in celebration of International Women's Day and Women's History Month, the month of March. I have curated a fantastic group of women. Most of them are based in Switzerland, and in fact, all of us are based in Switzerland. However, many of the women today actually work with people online, so you'll hear more about that. Why are we here today, and why this group of women? I think actually the story behind it is quite cool. I am part of a chat group that one common friend who's responsible for all of us being here today. Her name's Verena. She is one of the most generous people I know on multiple different levels. And she is always on the quest for the latest and greatest beauty treatments or something to do with your health. And she's got a chat group and she promotes a lot of women-based businesses. When I say promote, she's used them and she says, I want to tell everybody about this fantastic personal trainer or this fantastic salon that I go to, or someone, great facial that I had done. And so she is always supporting women, supporting the idea of feeling good about yourself. And I was thinking about what I wanted to do special for this month. I'm getting ready for a big relaunch, a rename of the podcast. And it's also International Women's Day, and then it's Women's History Month. So I thought to myself, wouldn't it be really cool to have the discussion on inner beauty and outer beauty and how we can navigate these waters a bit more kindly to each other. And we'll come on to a little bit more of the details in a few minutes. So just to give you an idea, everybody wave when I say your name. For those who will be watching this podcast, we've got Laura Heckel, who is the owner of The Loft and does personal training in Zurich. Laura, did you give a little wave?
Hey, everyone.
And then we have Scarlett Gamsky, who's the owner and founder of the Swiss Med Glow, which is a medical cosmetic studio, also in Zurich. We're heavily Zurich based this evening. Say hello, Scarlett.
Hello together. Hi.
Then we have Dr. Roya Jairani, who is a radiologist, and I believe she said since almost 20 years.
Yes.
And she's also does cosmetic treatments as well as being a radiologist. And then we have Blanka Campbell, who's right there. And Blanka, who you'll also get to hear a one-on-one podcast this month as well. Blanka is a certified nutritionist, and she really works with people and their blood work and trying to help you live the healthiest possible life that you can, and long and healthy. Let's not forget that. So I'm going to give the ladies about 1 to 2 minutes each just to give a little bit of a profile on themselves. And then we're going to kind of dig into the discussion a little bit. So we're going to start with Scarlett. So Scarlett, tell us a little bit about you and Swiss Med Glow.
Yes, so I founded Swiss Med Glow like 2 years ago, and I'm specialized on medical beauty treatments. So I work especially with aperitif treatments. My target is to do facials which are more for prevention, to slow the aging progress, but also for better aging, to do skin therapy, to improve the skin texture, and to slow the aging progress of the skin, so people look better, they feel better in their skin, they have more the glow in their skin, they feel it inside because they see it outside.
Well, who doesn't want a good glow? Thank you, Scarlett. Roya, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Roya. I am now for 20 years a medical doctor, and at the beginning I worked as radiologist. I do it as well, actually, and then 2 years ago I thought to myself, okay, I want also to do medical aesthetics treatments, and then I went for it, and I did a lot. I have seen a lot of people who I could help, because for me it's very important to help people. as a medical doctor, and especially as radiologist, I see a lot of people with different, sicknesses, with different kind of cancer, of course. And these people go also for beauty because they can trust me. They know actually how I work, because as a radiologist, I know the anatomy very well. And so I can do all these treatments. And in my experiences, if you do just a little bit, just enhance the beauty, then you can help a lot of women, or also men. I have also a lot of men, but the topic is today women, and women trust more women, especially in case of beauty. What always motivate me to do more and more and be more for my customers there.
Fantastic. Well, good. We're going to hear more from you, because it's an interesting combination, being a medical doctor as well as doing medical aesthetics. So that's fascinating. And Blanka Campbell, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So as you said, I'm a nutritionist and I specialize in gastrointestinal issues. So I'm basically helping women to beat the bloat, constipation, diarrhea, because this is one of the topics that, has impact on your emotional and even mental well-being and the social well-being as well. And I also help them to gain the energy, so avoiding the afternoon sun, and also rebalance the hormones, so that they can flow through their days with you.
Fantastic. And next we have Laura Heckel from The Loft. Laura, tell us about yourself.
Hey, Shannon. Thank you for having us. First of all, I think it's really an amazing idea you had to get us women all together on this podcast. And so I'm a certified personal trainer. I certified myself in an institute that is called the Dr. Gottlob Institute in Germany. And we specialized in training therapy, prevention, and rehabilitation. I'm also a mobility, functional range conditioning specialist, indoor cycling coach at the famous indoor cycling studio Spark Cycle in Zurich. And I just founded my own personal training studio now. It's called The Loft, and we combine actually everything that I do also with other trainers that are doing yoga and Pilates.
Cool. So we have a fantastic group today. And like I said, the link is to try and discuss how we can support women in balancing the inner and the outer beauty. So Dr. Roya is looking at the medical side of things, and she sees things from a rather, can sometimes be a rather dark side of life, seeing women go through some pretty hard changes when they're struggling with cancer. And Scarlett, you are helping, I guess, women of all ages, but maybe you can tell us a little bit about what's the sweet spot in your client base. And I would like to hear from all of you, how big of a role does shame play in a woman's life when she's looking to find her balance in society? Do you think that this is am I making a bigger deal out of this? Or do you think shame is playing just too much of a role, and we need to try not to worry about what everybody else is thinking and do things that make us feel better about ourselves? Go ahead, anybody can jump in.
So it's Laura. I would say I see it from my clients, and it really depends, first of all, I think, on the age. The younger women we have, they're more maybe meant to, watch social media and be influenced by everything we see now. And I think they really need, because they are very young. So I really think they are looking for more guidance. And now guidance in our society is social media, which is actually a huge problem, of course. And I see when they're younger, they really get influenced. But the more we get older, and I think I, on my side, had a little bit of the same problem. When I was younger, I was like shaming myself because I didn't look like a supermodel or stuff like this, because my body was not what I thought people were expecting to be. But now the older we get, and also for me, the older I get, I feel like women get more confidence. Yes, exactly. I think it's experience, and I think it's going through phases also in life. And I really think, from what I see from my side, it's really beautiful to see how women, when they grow, actually they really get more confident. They're more stable, and they feel better. But yeah, from my side, I would say it's really an age thing. The younger girl have a little problem with body shaming, but then I think it gets a little bit better in time. Well, I hope so, actually.
I think that's a great point, and I think in some way, in many ways, that's true. And I think it shifts away from, well, I don't know. I think that it's very true that I think you stop being so hard on yourself, maybe on certain issues. But on the other hand, you get to sort of, I'm 49, I'll be 50 in July. And while I'm generally okay with that, it doesn't mean that I don't want to take the best care of myself, and I don't want to, you know, lose some weight. And I don't want to see bags under my eyes. I don't want to see wrinkles. And
you're doing this now for yourself, and when you were younger, you did that for maybe some other people who were looking at you.
I probably, for sure. I mean, for sure. And definitely I'm doing it I would definitely say I'm doing it for myself now. That's absolutely true. And put my hand up and say, I've done Botox twice, both because I have a family member who's a doctor, not because I went to a clinic, and I was sort of just curious, right? I'm not ashamed to say that. And I just did it right in here. And the first time, I think we did too much, and I felt like my eyes actually drooped. The second time, it was like a year and a half in between. I mean, it was really just when he was coming through town. I was like, oh, can you do this for me? And I thought it was great. I don't. If woman says she wants to do Botox or something, you know, if someone says I absolutely don't want to do that, I really don't want to do that, I'm like, yeah, fine, great. But someone who does, you know, we put so much pressure, especially in the media. Maybe we come to that in a second. But you know, you ladies see it, Scarlett. It's gotten very dark down there. I don't know if you have a little light or something. But maybe you guys can give some, and then we'll come to Blanka. Maybe you could talk a little bit about feeling good inside, because they cannot be unlinked, right? I mean, you can do, and maybe that's something Dr. Roya and Scarlett can address. You can do all the medical treatments on the outside. Would you agree or disagree? If you're not happy with yourself, if you don't feel good in your body, are you going to look good? I mean, is it going to come across?
I would say, you know, to look, as you said, the pressure of the society is too much. You know, we women have to be mothers. We have to do our work. We have to be strong. And, you know, the pressure on the women is a lot. And to be honest to you, I mean, I Botox myself. I do a lot with my face. If I do that, I feel much better. I see, okay, I still look young, and I don't do too much, but I look natural. I mean, I am 48, I'm almost 49, and people think, oh my God, you don't look like this. So, and I say, okay, you know what? It's not my genes, it's my hands. So I am very, very open to this. Okay. So, but I am telling you, I see a lot of people. I mean, in these 20 years, I have seen a lot of women, a lot of people who are not really confident. And he said, just to get rid of these wrinkles or whatever, or we lose a lot elasticity and stiffness on the skin. If you give it back, then you feel more confidence with yourself, you know, then you get more, how can I say, it can help you to feel much better. And if you feel inside much better, you show it. I don't know how you see it, Shannon. By me, I have to say, I see how my body is
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
And do I like it? Actually, no.
No,
And
we don't.
I have really to make some appointments with Laura because I need her. So, and I think, in my opinion, it is the best thing if women are there for women, because we understand each other much better. For me, I trust a woman much more, because if I go to Laura, for example, and I tell her, you know what, that I don't like, she exactly knows what I am telling about. Or if I want to have one skin treatment, and I go to Scarlett and say, Scarlett, what do you think about it? Or if my body, the body of a woman works different as a man. If I want to have some if I have some nutrition problems, as Blanka said, I go to her. We women, we have to work together better.
Good. That's very, you sound very secure in that belief. And I agree with you. I don't like looking in the mirror and seeing myself look older. Blanka, what can we do with our nutrition, if anything, to help with things like skin elasticity, wrinkles? And then I'm going to ask you, Scarlett. I'm not going to leave you out because I know you can do a lot. I suspect you can do a lot. But I want to have this juxtaposition between what we can do internally to both look better and feel better. And then I want to come to Scarlett, because I'm super curious about what Scarlett does and what are most common treatments. So we're going to come to you after Blanka, Scarlett.
Yeah. So from the nutritional point of view, I tell you, so women come to me because they have, for example, belly fat. So that's what Roya covered, because at that age, they want to do it for themselves. They don't feel comfortable, and it's a shame for them to put bikini on and just go on the beach. They are not satisfied with the body, and they would want to do something. And even if I tell them what they should eat, so I always ask myself, why do we do what we do, even if we know what we know? So everybody actually knows.
I think we could talk about that in 1,000 years from now. Why do we do things we shouldn't do?
Yeah. So I don't give them like anything special. Like I tell them, eat fruit, vegetable, don't eat sweet stuff, don't eat processed food. We all know this, right? So, and then you will have better skin and you will feel better and everything. But all is about hormones. So I specialize also in hormonal imbalance, and all comes with sleep. If you sleep well, and if you have good relationship and you're satisfied inside, the choices of food are also going to be better, right? Because when you are in love,
oh, that's true. You're not stressed, right?
Like when you are in love, you don't eat, you actually don't even need to sleep, and you feel amazing. You feel absolutely amazing. And then your skin will look good, you will feel good, everything is about it. So the question is, how can you make this chemical cocktail in you so that you feel like being in love all the time, and therefore making good choices, because then you are more willing to exercise with Laura, because you will be motivated. There will be this action. So it's all about that. And women usually, they just don't have this like inner drive and the inner peace, and they don't feel good enough. And if you don't feel good enough, and it's starting from inside, you are not even going to look from outside good enough for everybody, because it is all about the energy, about the charisma that you have. Yeah. So we think that we must have perfect hair and everything, but it's not that. It must come from inside. So sleep well, eat well. So of course, if you want to have like collagen, we all know, so we will look at the molecular structure, what actually is collagen. So it's amino acids, it's vitamin C and zinc. So you would eat the food that contains this, right? So for example, zinc, like you can eat pumpkin seed. Vitamin C, you can eat like fruit vegetables. So for example, broccoli or green leafy vegetable or pepper. So if you include this, right, you will have the vitamin C. And amino acids, so it's protein. So if you are, omnivore and you eat meat, you would want to ideally eat some meat or fish like salmon. It will have even omega-3. So when Roya was talking about the fluidity of the cells, we know that omega-3 is anti-inflammatory, is going to make your skin better. So there is food that you can eat. But people say, I don't have time, I'm a busy woman. I have 2 kids or 3 kids or 4 kids, whatever, right? And I don't have time to cook. So it's not about I don't have time. We don't have time. We make time, and you must make it your priority. And that's what I usually see. So it's like a vicious circle. And then women feel shame because they know what they should do and they feel guilty for not doing it. So if you don't feel happy and you have low levels of serotonin, this happy hormone, you go and you eat Ben and Jerry because for a little while it's going to make you feel happy, but then you go down again. So you're on this roller coaster. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So true. Okay, Scarlett, the women that come to you in a very broad generalization, I'm asking a lot of you in this question. Would you say that most of them are just trying to get the best out of the age that they're at the moment? Or do you often see unhappy, and I shouldn't say women, actually, I'm guessing you get men and women. Would you say most of your clients, or I don't even want to say most, but would you say you regularly see clients who are just unhappy with whatever, and they're trying to fix it physically? Or like I said, they're just trying to look the best within their age range at that moment? What would you say?
Well, I would say I have everything.
Everything,
I see I see every day like 6 to 8 women, all ages from 20 to 60 years old, from different cultures. I have over 90% expats or
interesting.
immigration background, and I couldn't agree more to what was already said here. At least it's all about the big picture. We all have to connect everything. It's like one puzzle, and we should learn to support each other, to work more together, and to get all the recommendations and the tips to everyone, all our sisters, and we women, we know best what's best for us, for each other. And there are so many, in the past, there were always this secret, about what can I do best for my face. I would never tell my friend, I think now it's a new time where girls realize that we are we can have a better life by supporting each other and telling all the secrets. And
I think people that are happy in their lives in general, I mean, broadly speaking, are willing to share their secrets like that because they got something good out of a person or a product or a service, and they want other people to feel that way. Would you guys generally agree with that?
These people who come to my studio, they already made the decision to do something for themselves, to do a facial, to buy product. So they already they know they can improve something and they can see a result. And I think they are not very unhappy with their life. These people come to my studio.
Yeah. So you reminded me of something that I wanted to discuss. And my podcast generally, this is a special podcast that is really just looking at how can we serve women this month. So this is my kind of gift to anybody listening is, look, let's talk about how we can help you take care of yourself, because women's health is not a women's issue. It's a humanity issue, because look at how many people we take care of. We take care of our families, our sisters, our moms, our dads, our brothers, whatever. We're always taking care of people, our cats or dogs. That's a dog. I thought maybe because he jumped up, it was a cat. Anyway, our animals. So now we get into the topic of, so like I said, I have normally podcasts around what's cutting edge of investing, where can women kind of see what's coming up with future technologies and sort of support their confidence in taking charge of their financial future via investing. I'm not necessarily someone you come to and says, how do I budget my money? However, I do think that it's an important thing to bring up that not everybody has the same budget to look after yourself. And there's something brilliant that I heard about Rami Sethi or something like that called the money dial. And I want to talk more about this in future podcasts. And you look at where you spend your money and you decide, what would I like to 10x? What would I really like when I spend my money? I want to really go for it. But equally, where am I going to pull back? You know, do I really need to upgrade my phone every 2 years? Do I need to upgrade my computer every 3 years? If I really want to spend like really my money on traveling, you know, and it's a very personal thing. There's no right or wrong answer, by the way. But I wanted to bring this concept up of a money dial because I thought we need to reframe things like health, fitness, and even beauty cosmetic treatments is part of our investment in ourselves. And I'm going to get from each of you some tips for people who are really, really on a budget, for the people who are sort of middle of the road, and then for the people who are like, you know, whatever, Bitcoin owners, no budgets. So I want to talk about that. And it's sometimes difficult when you've got a budget to say, I'm going to spend X amount to go to Blanka, have my blood looked at, you know, have her help me with my health. I'm gonna spend some time with Laura getting fit, and you know, go to Scarlett and Dr. Joya to you know, make me feel better out, you know, on the outside as well. How do you see women struggle with this in all your different professions?
Yes, we, Scarlett and me, we see these problems actually. And I know for sure that, for example, these beauty treatments are, especially in Switzerland, really expensive. That is why we said, okay, we will do events. And so women who have not a big budget, they can come and enjoy our events. And they are very good products. Actually, the same products which I use always. And then I say, okay, for these women, we do every 3 months these events, and then they can come. So that is what Scarlett and I thought it will help also other women. I think that is a big deal what we are doing, because they have a medical doctor, they have expert, and if they really wish the treatment, they can come to us and we will do that for them. If they wish any talk to me how to improve their appearance, to get better, then I am there. I will help them, and I always think about the budget.
I will just take a little teeny moment just to welcome Nadera, the Sassy Moms, to the show, to the episode.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Hello.
We're just talking about budgeting, Nadera, but maybe we'll just say, let you just give a real quick introduction of yourself and what you do.
I'm Nadera Jackson Banton. That's what I go by, but I'm Sassy Moms. Basically, that's what I do for. I'm a life coach for moms with to help them build self-confidence. So basically, I'm just here popping in and so forth, and just to see where I can give my input.
Cool. So we're just having the topic about budgeting, and I think maybe Scarlett, if you want to add to that topic about perhaps you offer services, a wide range of services, cosmetic services that don't break the bank. You know, perhaps you have a wide variety for women on all different types of budgets. Come and do something that might make them feel better, look better, but isn't something that requires, you know, a huge amount of wealth in order to.
Yes, I have. You know, my pricing in my studio, I would say I'm more in the middle price. So everyone who wants to invest in a nice facial can afford it. So I don't have too high prices. And as Roya mentioned, we organize these events where you can get the treatments much cheaper than the usual price on the market, because we want to be democratic, you know, for all the people. Everybody can afford it who wants to invest in beauty or medical treatments. And if you are on a low budget, so I recommend more to invest in good skincare. you know, for at home, and not, I mean, facials are nice to do and are also important. At home, the skincare, that's more important.
I definitely want to come back to that. Blanka and Nadera, you guys are on the coaching side of things, two different types. Blanka, you do more on the nutritional side, and Nadera on the feeling sexy side. How do you address this issue of investing in yourself with women and budgeting?
Yeah, so Blanka here, I definitely see this, and I first want to say from my personal point of view. So I also, when I did my studies, and I'm a single mom and I have 2 kids, and I invest a lot into my business, therefore my budget is low. And I know how it feels for women when they actually earn little and invest a lot, and they should decide whether they should have a coach or mentor or private classes. But I always say for myself, health is my biggest wealth, and time is money. And I don't want to do any group coaching. So for example, like when Laura, so I would have sore back or any problem, I would rather pay a private class with Laura, and she will fix my individual problem in 60 minutes, or I will come 10 times, rather than going to a class where she will not have time to correct me, and maybe I will be doing it still incorrectly, and I will have to come 30 times, 40 times, and it's 40 hours of my time, and I will have to drive there and spend for the petrol and parking and everything. So at the end, I will spend more. So I always invest, even though I have like low budget and everything, I always invest into private classes, and the same for facials. If I want to feel amazing, I just go and pay for it, because then I will like be relaxed, and when I'm relaxed, I will eat better. And the same for coaches. So I even invest into personal coaching, because there are areas where these people like Nadera will be ahead of me. She will know something that I don't know, and what I need to hear in that particular moment. Yeah. And the same with Roya. So if I have some problem and I need to fix it, I can read thousands of books about whether Botox will be good for me and how I should do it and all of this. So the time I spent on it is enormous. And if I have one appointment with her and she tells me, well, Blanka, your skin has this, and you need that, we can fix it in 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can save a lot of money, right? And
yeah, so I actually save money by paying private classes and having private clients. And with me, the same. So people come to me, and if their mindset is already, they ask me, and will you give me discount? So how do they value myself? I had to study for 16 years, right? So what is my value to them, and how they value themselves, how much they invest into themselves, right? So like budget is one thing. Even if you don't have as much money, is it worth it? Are you worth it? And do you want to fix your problem, your particular problem? Then you pay the private sessions one-to-one. Yeah. Whether you have money or not, you will do it. You will find money for that particular thing. But of course, if you really don't have the budget and you still want to learn about nutrition and still want to like do the exercise and still want to do, then group classes or meeting the events that ladies are organizing is a fantastic way to do it.
Laura, that's actually a really interesting point she brings up. We can be working out like crazy, going to the gym. I used to pay 160 francs a month for Holmes Place. I did that for like 8 or 9 years. I finally gave it up right about 3 months before the pandemic. And now I've been working out at home doing weight training. I'm not saying that I'm better off, but do we need to work out as much as we think we do, or we need to work out more effectively?
Well, I think it's very important to get back to a little bit more simple, and just to understand that we just need to move. Mm-hmm. We don't need to do sports like crazy. We don't need all to be athletes doing jumps and stuff like this. The most important thing actually for our body and for our system, and also for our hormones and everything, is to move. So when it comes to move, and when we go back now to the budget subject, I think we can say in fitness you can have, of course, both options, but it also depends on the goal that you have. If your goal is just like being fit and maybe lose a little bit of weight, you don't need a huge budget for that. You just need to remember that, first of all, nutrition is key. That's the first thing. So you will have to invest in food, good food. That's the first thing. And then also another thing is you will not really have to invest in sport with a trainer or something like this. You will have to probably try to just motivate yourself to go out, maybe to go for a run, or maybe you can just buy a bicycle and go biking, you know. But then on the other hand, if you have a very problematic thing, like you were, I don't know, maybe dieting for 10, 15 years and you don't know how to get out of the situation, and you gain a lot of weight, you lose a lot of weight, and the yo-yo effect, etc., etc. You don't know how to get off this the situation. Then, of course, you will probably have to get someone who can help you. And this is, of course, a little bit of a budget. But like you said, you were like paying a lot of, you know, those things before, and you're not even sure yet probably what it really did to you, if it really like, helped you or not. So what if we just, like Blanka said, we invest a little bit, maybe in a certain time, in coaches, or for, in my case, in a personal trainer that will really, really, really show you the way in a certain time. And then maybe you can help yourself after, you know? And also, of course, it depends if you have a specific problem. I mean, in my case, I have a lot of people, actually not most of people are coming because they want to lose weight. They come because they have pain from, you know, from being at home all the time now, especially in this time, home office, stuff like this. I have
computers
who are doing, yes. I have other people who are doing actually already a lot of sports, a lot of fitness, a lot of boot class, but they always feel pain somewhere. And this is when I come and I say, guys, you just need actually to go back to the foundations, and you need to re-see how your body should really, really move in the beginning, not doing crazy, crazy, crazy things like athletes. We don't need that. And we can watch athletes on TV, that's good, but we don't need to be one, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
So,
good.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. And Nadera, how do you deal with women on a budget, and then tell them who you most serve in your coaching Sassy Moms business?
Just to add exactly what needs to be said, in the aspect that a lot of times we spend, this is me personally, like I'm on the higher hand when it comes to coaching, and I also value my services that I'm providing. I'm providing a solution that is going to be for a lifetime. So it's not something that you're going to just pay for and then you're not going to use it. It's something that you're going to utilize later on. First of all, I coach women in confidence, and it's moms. I specialize, it's moms. And it's in confidence. And confidence is not just for, just looking sexy and feeling sexy. Confidence is for everything you have to do in life. If I have to choose a job tomorrow morning, if I have to choose a partner, if I have to choose a dress, confidence helps you in all angles, all areas of your life. So the minute that you get this and have this confidence, you can utilize it in all aspects of your life. And so much effort into trying to do something for ourselves. And it takes us such a long time for us to get there. And no matter how much money we spend sometimes we spend millions of dollars, we spend thousands of dollars, we spend so much money, and we still didn't receive the result that we were seeking. However, when you do invest in a coach or a trainer or someone who specializes in a specific area, you get to get rid of all that money spending that you've already been doing all these years. You get to learn all the skills, all the strategies, and everything that you need to utilize moving forward later on. So it's all about what your goal is and what you really want to see in life. Like, for instance, my program, I have either one-time payment, you can do 4 payments, and there's also like paying for sessions as you go along. However, if you do a one-time payment, you save a little bit more money. That's the incentive I give. You do the one-time payment, you save a little bit of incentive. If you do the 4-time payment, which is also a short term, you can also save money. But if you do by sessions, you might pay a little bit more. Now, the reason I offer these options is because I give each one an opportunity for them to be to accommodate them. So say, for instance, if someone's able to pay for a session as they go along, I do that. However, I limit my session to being 8 sessions. That's the minimum session you have to pay for. Why? Because what happened is we don't see results in 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 4 sessions. It's not like that. It's not so easy for us to see the results. However, I know that within a month, which is the 8 sessions, you're going to start seeing results. You'll see what you're paying for, and you'll actually start learning some of these skills that you can utilize to move forward. So it's not just so, oh, I could just, collect the money and say, okay, you can pay for 1, you can pay for 2. No, I'm also wanting you to see these results and see the benefits of whatever you're paying for. You understand? And that's the reason I have my plan set up like that. So it's just, you have to choose. A lot of times people say, oh, you know what? I don't have the money. It's too expensive. I'm not able to pay for it. You know what? That's fine if someone chooses to do that. However, what you need to ask yourself is, how much money have you been spending trying to get this fixed? How many years have you been doing the same thing? If we sit back and start calculating all of this stuff, you'll see how much money you've spent already. So if you can spend this money right now, where you're able to fix all these issues right now, why not? I personally invest in personal development all the time. I invest in my business. I invest in myself. I have to do that for me. And it's all about personal development, growth, and moving forward. And all the skills that I'm learning is moving forward. So if I'm going to give and impart these skills on you, then obviously I have to charge a fee in regards to my worth at the same time too. So you have to know how much you value yourself in order to move forward.
I think that says so much. And I think that's whether it's us on the podcast right now talking about this, who are offering a variety of different services, but also just in general in life, to just really think about the long-term cost of something. And I know that I'm classic spending 20, 30 francs, dollars here and there all over the place, t-shirt, or at the extra lipstick that I didn't need. And if I tally that up at the end of the month, and I would say, well, that's a couple personal training appointments, or that's a nutritional appointment. And at the end of the month, if I had, let's say at the end of 3 months, and my body is now in much better shape because I redirected those funds to a personal trainer or to a nutritionist or to whatever, I'm going to be 10 times happier than with the 10 lipsticks that I have and the other random things that I just bought because I was walking around. So it's really a consciousness of first of all, what do you want to achieve really? And what you can oftentimes afford it, right? We just don't think we can, because we think, oh, I can afford $80 a month for my gym membership, but I can't afford, $125 for a personal training. I'm just throwing that number out there. I don't know what it is. But in fact, you can, and you don't necessarily need to be with Laura for 12 or 18 months, right? It might be that you can achieve something in 3 months, or I don't know. And then you do a check-in down the road, and then you've met your goal, which is, oh my God, the biggest thing, right? I mean, this is
that's exactly what it is. The end result is that a lot of times, like say for instance, like with confidence, a lot of moms might say, that they don't feel attractive or they hate shopping. So one of their go-to might be, they eat more, or they buy things to do these, this temporary fix, the quick fix, like the lipstick, right? Or the makeup, or certain stuff like the food. And these are just quick fixes, and it's just temporary, because guess what? It's just for the moment now. But then if you keep adding that over time, look how much money you spent doing these quick fixes and these temporary fixes, and it's still not permanent.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I mean, I think we're touching on probably the heart of the matter. And I'll lead this back a tiny bit to, if we are not really focusing on what's important, dis-ease, right? If you're not at ease with yourself, you're not eating well, you're not exercising, you're not really investing in yourself, then comes disease, right, Roya? Now, I'm not saying you can positively think yourself out of cancer. I don't want to give anybody the impression that it's that simple, because it's not. But I think over the course of life, if you're not doing things that will reap you really health benefits, mental health benefits as well, not just physical, but mental health. I think personally, I'm not a doctor, but you can open yourself up to disease from dis-ease.
I totally agree with you. That's true. In my opinion, people who are really stressed and are always sad about this and that, they get easily sick, and that is true. And this is not only the sicknesses of the body, but also mental sicknesses are coming.
Thank you.
More easily. But I think if you really try as a person just to think, what is making me happy? What is really important for me? Then go for it. Don't just, if you think, okay, there are a lot of stuff and I want to fix everything, don't go for everything. Just think about it. What is more important for me? And I think step by step, we can do everything, and not going in this pressure, which we do on ourselves, and say, okay, I have this, I have that, I have to do this, I have to do this. This stress, which we are doing to ourselves, is actually poison for our health. And we have to be honest to us, as Laura said, really to have these movements, it makes you free from so much stress. It gives you all this serotonin hormone, which makes you more happy to eat well, and not always shaming yourself. Oh my God, I did it again.
I agree. And I guess, Blanka, do you have something?
Yeah, I just want to say, even it's the words that we say to ourselves, because I hear women often talking about them. I'm a loser, I overeat, I'm stressed, I'm fat, I'm this. If you say this to yourself, you will be like that. So they have to reprogram themselves and, say, I choose to have salad instead of pizza, because that is going to make me feel amazing. I am an amazing woman. I am worth it. And I want to give myself only the best. I am not the rubbish bin. I'm not going to finish the plate after the kids. I'm not going to buy the cheap stuff, processed food. I value myself. And that's like Nadera, like she had a powerful motivational speech, like,
she did.
Totally gets me as a client, because I will be like, yeah, I need to hear her every day. Then I will feel that I am worth it. And, I have my purpose. I know what I want. And you said it, Shannon, you said, if we know the why and what we want, like starting really with the end in mind. So this is what I want to achieve. This is who I want to be. And these are the steps that I need to take. Okay, is there investment? How much is going to cost me? But I invest into it. Maybe I have to borrow the money, but there will be the return, because I will feel amazing. I will be amazing mom. I will be amazing entrepreneur. I will look amazing, feel amazing, find the best job, and then earn more money. So what I have invested comes back to me. I go for Botox or whatever, I will look good. And we know, unfortunately, that the physical appearance makes us more attractive to people, and you will get your job likely if you look good. If you are dressed well, if you look well because you feel well, you get it. The same with the body appearance, right? If you have a long, lean muscles, if you are like slim and this, you look sporty, of course you will be more attractive to people, to your partner, to yourself, like you look. It's even for ourselves. If you look into the mirror and you love your body, you love yourself the way you are, you will even dress differently. Just feel it's just all connected. Yeah. And of course it's about food. So as a nutritionist, you need to eat well. As Laura said, 80% is the nutrition, 20% is the exercise, right? So we don't need to work as much in the gym, running or this. It's not going to make us slim. It's all about nutrition, rebalancing the hormone, feeling well, motivating ourselves, having the coach. So it's just like everybody needs us. It's totally clear now. Yeah.
Laura, what do you say?
You know what? I think once and for all, we just all as women, we need to remember that we are so freaking strong and that we can really achieve everything we do. It's just like, I think we should all set a little reminder somewhere when we wake up in our alarm clock or when we go to the bathroom, have a little notice and just, write down, I can and I will, and that's it, because there is no reason why someone can and why I can't.
Yeah, wonderful. I think accountability is another thread running through here. And I'm sure that Nadera and Blanka would agree with me, and probably Laura as well, and all of you. There's something about spending money on something. Like, you guys could give away free trainings, you could give away free special, whatever is relevant to your particular specialty. And I bet you don't get the commitment that you get when someone has paid for something.
Yes.
Whatever the reason is. I know that we could bring a psychologist on the show and they would say it's exactly this. But if we don't perceive something about parting with hard-earned money, is like, oh, okay, then I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up to see Laura. I'm going to show up to see Roya. I'm going to show up to see Blanka. I'm going to show up to see Nadera. And
sorry, I think when we or people decide to invest in coaching, they made a decision. They realized that they made a decision that, of course, will cost a little bit of money in the beginning, but they know it's going to be for something in the end. It's in a short time, a lot of money, but like Nadera said, it's a solution that will be there forever after.
Yeah. I mean, you can't unlearn good nutrition, right?
No, you can't.
You're not going to unlearn all the teachings that Laura might show you for good mobility. And you usually don't unlearn confidence either, do you, Nadera? I mean, you can have a wobble. You can go through a difficult period of time, and maybe you have to go back and have a chat again. But if you carry on with this throughout your life, you do ultimately. It's like a toolbox, right? It's like a toolbox.
A bicycle. It's a bicycle. Remember, you learn to ride the bicycle, but you never unlearn to ride the bicycle. Even if you're not the best rider later on, you still know how to go on that bicycle and balance yourself. That's what it is. It's the same thing. So with just like with confidence, of course, just like if we ride the bicycle, we might get a little bump and bruise, fall off the bicycle a few times here and there. But that doesn't mean that, like how we learn to ride the bicycle is gone. It's still there. So with my program, I make sure you learn the skills, the strategies, and all these stuff. And everyone in my program, before they leave my program, I always create an exit plan. An exit plan is very useful because what happens is it's preparing you so that anything that you have to deal with, any kind of challenges, anything, then you learn all these things, you practice these things, and you start looking back at these stuff and say, you know what, this is what some of the stuff that I did before. You know what, let me try this, let me try that. So as you're saying, it's time. You ever hear them? The time is money. It's the money being attached to the time. So that's why people tend to show a little bit more effort and making sure that they show up whenever they have to pay. And that's why I don't give away, I'm never giving away a free program, a free this or a free that, because guess what? My time is also money. And I know that if you have to pay for it, you'll value it way more than when I give it away free.
Yeah, I believe that. And I think you learn those things also when you go out and be an entrepreneur. I think those are some of the learnings you have, when you're starting your own business, and it takes us sometimes a while to figure that out. But I do believe in general that that's the case. And you see this issue with women not valuing their self enough, and oftentimes, bringing it down, doing things that don't recognize their value. And I don't know, that's maybe a podcast for another day, but I guess we're just fighting against some of this stuff and trying to reshape the conversation, remind women that you have value. If you want to spend money on getting Botox, go for it. You know, don't feel bad about it, but also think about other ways to help, you know, bring the beauty, bring the confidence, bring the strength, and finding a balance. Like if everything's a balance, right? A yin and a yang. I'm aware that we're kind of coming up to our hour point. I wanted to give each one of you an opportunity to sort of leave the listeners, considering it's Women's History Month. It's we've just had International Women's Day. Do you have any little advice or anything that you'd like to say in your respective area that, or a little bit of, you know, like something that they can walk away with and think, oh, okay, that's where I should start, or this is what I should be thinking about. So maybe let's start with Blanka, and then we'll go to Roya and Nadera, and then end with Laura. Just a little bit in closing to kind of say a little bit of an advice, and then maybe very quickly how they can reach you.
Yeah. So for me, what I always went for women, because mostly I help women, is I have this 3E. So it's entertain, educate, and execute. So I want to entertain them, and in a funny, easy way, share with them how they can help themselves. Then educate. I do not want them to be a sheep and follow what I say. I want them to learn what is good for them, and being able to prepare the menu and the meal plan based on the information that they learned from me, and execute, that they really take the action. They just don't take the knowledge, write it down, but put it into action. And I always tell them, remember why you do it. So if you are a mom, you create a ripple effect on your children, because if you know what you eat and why, you will serve the good food for your kids, and then they can pass it to their kids. So this ripple effect is extremely important. Okay, and even if you are not a mom, you have parents, you have friends. So whatever you learn from me, share it with them, help them. You will help another women, and that women will help another women, and it's not only women, even men, just whoever, right? So let's create the ripple effect, the impact on society, and feel good, because when you help someone, you feel amazing. That's the best, right? Providing while you're helping each other.
Good. Roya.
I would say women are, all of us, we are beautiful, okay? And just tell it always in the morning to you, I am beautiful. And if you have a health problem, as we said, this problem is breast cancer or whatever, if to lose the breast doesn't mean you're not a woman.
Yeah.
Don't think that you are beautiful with all the breast. And please don't think about it. You're strong, you're great, you are just always think about it. You will get what you want. Just take a goal. If you're not satisfied with yourself, just take it as a goal. You will get it. And my advice to women is, please be or look at other women like your sister. Help each other, because we have to help each other. We are there for each other. And if you need some little help to enhance your beauty, I don't know, contact Scarlett, and if it is possible, we will help you. If you don't have a big budget, we will find a solution for you. There is not a big deal, but never forget you are beautiful.
No, that's beautiful. And I would say, especially to those women out there who have been struggling or are in the struggle with breast cancer or any other cancer for that matter, I would argue that one of the best things you could do when you're through the treatment is to really invest in yourself in all of these different ways that we've spoken of today. That would be something I would hope women listening would do for themselves. I'm not sure if Nadera, I think Nadera may have had a connection issue. So Laura, oh, Nadera, you're there. Okay. So give women your 2 cents worth of advice that they could take away, get some value, some sage advice from you. And I will link everybody's profile to the podcast. So we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. Thanks again, Shannon, and it was great being on with such amazing women. And you see, each one has something else to offer, and that's why I'm saying that, you know, one coach might offer something else where someone else offers another program, something that they're specialized in. So for me personally, I said, listen, I'm all about women empowerment, and as the other female said before me, it's all about uniting, loving ourselves, believing in our worth, being strong, and understanding that we're amazing. We are women. And the reason I came up with Sassy Moms is that I believe that every woman is strong. Where we need to be more attentive to her needs, to who we are. You know, sexy is a state of mind. Become sexy. Change your mindset. Love your body. Feel your worth. You know, the fact that we need to surround ourselves with other amazing people, people who help to uplift us, motivate us. We need to have that supportive space. And also to be youthful, you know, free-spirited, you know, don't take things too serious, you know, like to live a little, enjoy ourselves, enjoy who we are. Continue loving ourselves, you know. It's such there's such a thing about a woman who's just so free-spirited and you know, just youthful. And
It's catchy.
it shows in your whole mindset. That's why it's sassy. So I'm just saying, you know what? Believe in yourself and continue. We are amazing.
Oh, beautiful. And Laura, give us some of your sage French advice. I know French women look wonderful and have they have the balance figured out. So please give us some of your sage advice.
Yes, so if I had a message to all women out there, it would be, ladies, stop pushing yourself down and forget what you didn't achieve so far. Think of what you can achieve tomorrow.
That's fantastic. Ladies, it has been such a pleasure to have you on. I know we've had a few little issues here with the connection, such as COVID life and internet life. Scarlett had to drop off because of a bad internet connection, but we'll make sure that everybody, especially in Zurich, can connect to her wonderful studio, and Dr. Roya as well. And everybody else, thank you for your time. We are filming this on a Saturday evening. These women have given up an hour on their weekend for this, just to show you what dedicated women and entrepreneurs that they are. And we'll post this on YouTube. So also leave comments. We'll make sure that you can get in touch with all of these women. I think you should get in contact with them. I think it's absolutely the right investment in yourself. And I can't wait to hear the feedback. And I can't wait to meet you all in person one day, someday soon, hopefully, huh? Stay safe. And namaste, ladies. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
See you soon.